you know your children are being taught history by the National Security Agency? Did you count the number of pathogens hibernating in your last crepe burrito wrap falafel yuppie sandwich alternative? Did you take note of every person you sexually objectified on your way here this evening?
I did.
Were you aware that UFOs can be seen over the skies of Mexico City with great frequency? Has anyone gotten around to explaining to you that you are an angel high on carcinogens? Would you believe me if I told you Charles Manson was a patsy for naval intelligence? Have you borne witness to our entire species living in an air bubble that is going to pop someday? Were you aware that the brain of a cetacean is larger than the brain of a Homo sapien? Did you happen to notice the virus sitting above you in the food chain? And did you know that hell is in fact the entire realm governed by the sun? And when was the last time you forgot to masturbate? Doesn't it seem like the other side of town is haunted? Have you hugged your paranoia today? And why is it that so many brilliant underground poets invest so much of their valuable time crucifying slightly less brilliant, older, above-ground poets? Because there can't merely be cleverness. There can't merely be virtuosity for virtuosity's sake. There must be humor. And humor means somebody is going to get hurt. There must be humor, or we will be dragging the corpse of academia around behind us forever! And perhaps that's why we persist in this game, as business, of usual. And what is the passing of the moments, really, but continuous interludes between the lyrical preludes, where all any of us are hoping to do is break out our vast galleries of agit porn, like singular peacock feathers on display. Oh my God, wasn't it so romantic, remembering all of our high points, all of our individual points, on the high points of a history that we came here to search for, an Easter egg hunt for common consciousness, by poets who were themselves the first lawyers, by poets who were themselves the first tag artists, by poets who were themselves the first clergy in an Eden of their making. But if indeed it is the sacred which you seek, then you must take the Hajj of your life into the big theater of hymnals and chants of the interior body. Some poets just don't know how to love their Lilith, though she's there for us all. And don't complain to me she's a hard bitch. She's the medicine you need. This brother, with his baby girl on the BART train the other day, he wanted so badly to be loved by the young teen dreamers all dolled up for the season. But the baby girl, she's squirming in his arms. She's breaking down his cool in front of the hotties, a man unbabed by his baby. It isn't the first time it's gone down like that. And so this temple of public transit careened down the path of the secular hand once more. No, some poets don't have what it takes to love Lil. But you don't have to ball her to love her. Break it down like you mean it, brother, because isn't sex just another form of prayer, reminding us how close we lounge to the reptiles inside that big theater anyway? And when that's all said and done, there's still the moment. Still this tiny little motherfucker right here in front of your nose, crying out for all of our attention, crying out for our naming. And once you have engaged in that process, you'll never be asked to stop again. You'll be lost in a wide, open mouth of singing, smoking, sucking, licking, eating, gnashing, swallowing, breathing, all in search of a construct which may or may not belong to God, but you must always keep in mind that this is always, always a two-way street, regardless of gods or goddesses or the possibility of neither. I mean, seriously, do you wish to record the death of Western civilization? Well, please do. Take a number and stand in line. Because it is work that sets the self-analyzing monkey free. In this elegy, poets, seduce thyself and know that the inner heaven cylinder is the place that we will be able to now see through the constructs. Man, I tried to be an atheist. I tried so hard not to believe. And then I spent a couple nights in the Mojave Redlands. And since that time, the exorcism never ends. And language poetry, thy cup runneth over and spills out into the greater Los Angeles basin with no regard for whom you may drown along the way. But the survivors will be stronger in the end, for this flood over the world stage, yet the great curtain remains the great colonizer of context, beneath which the wizard is naked and horny and leering at Dorothy. Yes, I swear, it's true. But thankfully, we can all appreciate the United Auto Workers, who remind us each and every day why Hegel keeps hanging around like the true jazz man that he is, riffing the apocalypse fantastic from the edge of his felt pork pie special, asking all the while that we do crucify the old poet for the simple reason that it may actually allow a prophecy to come true.